time, they have to prove that. Okay, and they have to have some evidence. All right, so you know, we got it. Like I said, you can look on this table, and here's all the evidence I have right here.
That's good. Here's what I want. What is Tom Dickey's background? An experienced trial lawyer. Oh, I hate that word. An experienced trial lawyer in his 41st year of private practice. Dickey graduated from Altoona High School and St. Francis University before obtaining his law degree from Ohio Northern University. Dickey has worked in both private practice and with the Blair County Public Defender's Office. He is representing Mangione as private counsel. In addition to his courtroom work, Dickey has acted as a legal analyst for CNN and other media outlets. Tom Dickey's previous cases. Luigi Mangione, Dickey has worked on a wide range of criminal cases, from DUIs to death penalty murder cases. A page on his law firm's website points out that 2 of his cases were quote-unquote specially featured in a statewide legal journal, The Legal Intelligencer. Dickey also told reporters after Tuesday's hearing, "I'm one of the few attorneys in Pennsylvania that's qualified to do death penalty cases." So they want to extradite Luigi to New York. So if he is extradited to New York, will Tom Dickey practice law in New York? Can he? While Dickey has represented clients, because he is, I think, barred in Pennsylvania. While Dickey has represented clients throughout Pennsylvania and in federal court, it is unclear whether he is licensed to practice law in New York State. On Tuesday, he told reporters that he may represent Mangione if the suspect faces murder charges in the Empire State. That could be a possibility, Dickey said when asked whether he will be able to represent Mangione in New York during a press conference at his law office. Okay, so like he be getting shit done, but not always the right way.
And we have pled not guilty to.
Luigi needs a team of lawyers. I do not have confidence in this guy. Somebody said Danny DeVito is a good runner-up, and I agree with that. But Joe Pesci, if they could get Joe Pesci, he got to do it. I'm sorry, he has to do it.
Those charges, and
what's his state of mind?
I really can't get into that. That's too speculative. I'm not going to get into that.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear from here. You said he has said
he looks like a guy that'd be like, I know a guy like this. He gives off that type of energy. Like, I got a guy. Don't worry about it. He always has a guy.
He's innocent so far?
Oh, yeah, we pled not guilty, at least to the charges in Pennsylvania. Like I said, I'm not aware of any actual charges in New York. If you were in the hearing earlier, there was a proceeding where they introduced some documents, which, as I complained about, didn't have enough information for me. So we're looking forward to getting that additional information.
When did that plea happen? It's not something that I was aware of.
Okay, well, hopefully, again, I was not at the arraignment yesterday. I hope he pled not guilty. I assume.
Well, obviously not at the arraignment. Oh my God.
That's what happened. But today, when I entered my appearance, and for the record, he's.
That's what I'm saying, Bridget. Like, he gives off that type of energy when he's like, I know a guy. I got a guy. Like, he'll get it done, but he be doing some shit to get shit done. Like, it don't always be on the books. Like, that's the kind of vibe he gives.
So he is. I was at the hearing. He did not say that he was not guilty or make that plea. So right now, though, you're telling us that he is pleading not guilty.
That is correct.
He doesn't say you are under the impression, or you're trying to defend the client on the fact that he is not the shooter?
Listen, I haven't seen any evidence that says that he's the shooter. So that's, like I said earlier, and I wasn't kidding around. A couple of things. If you're going to report something, report it accurately. And remember, and this is not just a small thing, the fundamental concept of American justice is a presumption of innocence. And until you're proven guilty beyond a reasonable doubt, and I've seen zero.
I like him because it is. Like, he ain't saying nothing.
Evidence at this point. And so I'm not even aware of what any charges.
I'm sorry, that's just regarding the extradition request from...
Well, the hearing today was the extradition. So we're going to take one step at a time. It's a long process. Can be a long process.
Photos that police released, the NYPD release of him.
I'm sorry?
The photos the NYPD release of your client.
I don't have any control over what the NYPD does. And if they release something, I hope I can get my hands on them. And you guys get them?
What do you mean you hope you can he like get that information from the NYPD?
Send them to me. I'd appreciate it.
Clarify something. You pled for him not guilty in the state of Pennsylvania about the charges here. Can you just, when did that happen?
Well, he has a hearing coming up. I believe it's the 20-somethingth. I can't recall. A lot happened today. So until they haven't even had a prima facie case established yet, so they have to have a prima facie case established before they can the case can move on to the Court of Common Pleas. So that the burden is always on the government, thank God, and that's their burden, and they're going to have to produce some evidence, and we're anxious to see it.
Understanding that you have said you have not seen charges coming out of New York yet, that if and when there are, and you have seen them, will you be pleading not guilty to those as well?
That would be my expectation. That certainly would be my advice.
Your client's demeanor the past 2 days at the arraignment and again today at the hearing, at some points he was smiling, laughing. You even had to actually tell him to stop talking. What are his feelings right now?
Well,
he seems outspoken.
Well, he's I said earlier, use your common sense. If you put yourself you or a loved one in that position, it's,
I've never seen Better Call Saul, but people keep saying that. And now I'm interested to go watch it because people keep saying that he's like he's like Saul.
Natural, I think, to go through many emotional states. As far as him not talking, as long as I'm going to be the lawyer, I'm going to do all the talking. My client's not going to say anything.
A quick question about process. I was also at the hearing last night. I don't remember any plea being asked for or entered.
Okay. As long as he hasn't pled guilty, that's all I care about. So.
In the Blair County case, it's just
Well, I'm telling you, as his lawyer, he didn't have any lawyer record, and he didn't have any representation until I got involved this afternoon. And I'm telling you, he's pleading not guilty to each and every other.
When does that plea normally happen? At that first hearing?
Like I said, normally that could happen at the
Oh, really? Okay, I'm gonna have to watch that. Saul is an idiot and brilliant at the same time. He is the guy who has a guy.
What happened last night at the informal arraignment, which is at the magisterial district judge.
So is he telling you this is all some sort of awful mistake?
I'm not going to talk about anything he's told me.
How do you end up in Altoona?
Tell me he don't give you these type of vibes. Look.
So we got some case ahead of us here, huh?
Oh, yeah.
How do you feel about it?
Well, I'd like to have a murder weapon. But other than that, I feel pretty good.
You do?
Oh, yeah. Hey, what are you doing?
What's up, Melissa? No, I don't think it's a bad thing. I think a person like him, and similar to Vinny, I've never seen a Better Call Saul, but Bridget said he's an idiot and brilliant. So like people like them are good because they're like unassuming. Like you think that they're an idiot, you think they're not gonna get the job done, and then somehow it all just comes together, and it's hilarious. That's why I'm like fascinated by this guy now. Like I have to see him in court. Like I have to see this person in court.
I'm not going to talk about
What's
that.
up, apartment
Has he
wife?
been able to contact his family since?
Yeah, I'm not going to get into that either.
Can you tell us when you were hired?
I can say sometime prior to the hearing this afternoon.
So you were hired and not appointed by the court.
That is correct.
If Governor Weechel provides this governor's extradition thing, does that change the timetable here? You still have the right to a habeas hearing, don't you?
Yes, sir, we do. Like I said, and I'm not trying to be, it's 24. I'm not trying to be a smart ass or anything, but when we've got to wait until we see things. When things happen, we'll react to that and proceed accordingly.
Since cameras weren't allowed in the courtroom, which is normal and fine.
In Pennsylvania, that's the law.
Would you be able to give us a summary of what it is that happened in the courtroom today?
Yeah, today is basically what it was, and it happened fast. There was a extradition hearing scheduled. I found out about that about an hour
He wasn't at the arraignment.
or so before the hearing, and the initial thing is a person can waive extradition, and it was my opinion and my advice under the circumstances that he not. And I emphasize the not because apparently there's news reports already going out that he waived his extradition. He did not do that. And so that's why we wanted to make sure we're going to use the process and use the Constitution and the rights that are available to any one of us in this room.
Oh, this is going to be such a, this is going to be theater, okay?
And any American citizen or person charged with a crime. So we're going to move forward. Pretend you're that one in that spotlight. You're going to want to be out. And, so yeah, I think he was entitled to bail, and the judge makes it 100 million or 10 billion or 100,000. He's entitled to bail. But to simply say no bail, in all due respect to the judge, I believe bail should have been set.
During the hearing yesterday, he implied that some of the cash that was found on him was planted or he didn't know what it was to do with. Can you speak to that, too?
I can't because I wasn't at that proceeding.
Is your client being held in solitary confinement?
I can't comment on that. I do not know.
What is the procedure in the next couple of days? What are you going to do? What is going to happen?
I'm not going to get into a lot of detail. I do have some things planned, but I can't get into that because I don't think that's what attorneys do.
He ain't saying nothing.
So are there any other court proceedings in the next day or two?
Not that I'm aware of. I hope that since I'm the attorney of record, that they let me know about it.
Earlier today, you talked about the mask.
He, it's funny for him to say that he's like one of the only attorneys that could do death penalty cases, but then he speaks like and maybe the brilliant part of it, he speaks like if it's his first day on the job. Like he's like, I don't know, like
Possibly being
I guess not
related to coronavirus. Can you elaborate on that?
Well, I don't know where you are from, but I still see people wearing masks. They say numerous masks. A lot of times when you buy masks, you got to buy them. They don't.
right.
I guess you can buy them individually, but every time I bought them, they come in boxes. So I don't know. All I can tell you, that's not a crime. It's not a crime.
Did your client indicate to you that the reason for the mask was because of the COVID?
I would not ever indicate anything that he indicated to me.
What's
I
his
can't get into
demeanor
that.
like? Is he worried?
Well, I'm not going to speculate on that, but like I said, use your common sense. If you were in a
That's a stupid question. Of course apparently he's doing okay in jail in the sense of like his conditions aren't the best, but his fellow inmates seem to be trying to hold him down to some degree.
jail or confined in a state where supposedly there's rumors going around you're going to be charged with murder, use your common sense.
Well, you talked to
us about your client?
What's that?
What can you tell us about your client?
Probably not a whole lot.
What were your first impressions of him whenever you met with him or spoke with him for the first time?
I'm not like the airplane movie said, hey, give us your impression. And the guy says, I don't do impressions. So I wasn't looking for impressions. What I was trying to do was form a bond with my client. I want him to trust me, and I want him to be confident that I'm here for him. And I feel that
He's definitely getting Luigi out. Luigi be out by next week.
I'm very pleased how that went.
How's
Hi,
his
Vice
mental
Chair.
and his physical health?
Excuse me, ladies first. I'm sorry.
Oh,
How is both his mental and his physical health? Online, he appeared to frequently discuss a spine injury he may have had, and do you think that could have contributed to some sort of
Yeah,
breakdown?
I'm an attorney. I'm not a physician. I would only be speculating. I'm not going to do that.
What's the benefit of not waiving the extradition and going to New York and having a hearing?
There's a lot of benefits to that. It would take too long for me to get into all that. We're testing the process. I haven't seen anything. I have not seen one scintilla, one speck, one drop of any evidence yet. So it's
listen, if you look, when people be going and getting arrested and stuff like that, or just not even like getting arrested, just in general, people online be doing this shit, be talking too much. This is a master class in how to avoid questions.
It's what I decided. I think that was in our best interest to do today.
Can you clarify if you will plead not guilty to the murder charge?
Well, from what I've seen.
No, they're not letting him out, Melissa. They're not letting him out. I mean, I hope he's okay in it because who knows, you know. Look, I wouldn't put it past for someone to try to get to him in there, but you know, if he didn't do it, because I know some people comparing the image and saying like it couldn't have been him. Who knows? I don't know, but I don't think they'll let him out. No, they're not gonna let him out.
I would just anticipate a plea of not guilty.
Are you able to represent him in New York for the homicide charge?
If that would happen, that could be a possibility.
Will you accept public donations from those seeking to fund his defense?
I don't know.
How long will you be fighting the extradition?
As long as it takes to do it effectively and competently.
So just to confirm, you are also barred in New York?
No, but you can get admitted because I've been doing this for 41 years. You can get admitted there. So, but like I said, I don't want to speculate about anything. If that opportunity would present itself and that would come out, I certainly would consider it.
Why did your client come to Altoona?
I'm not going to get into that.
Do you have any ties to here?
He knew a guy. Somebody knew a guy, and that guy was Thomas Dickey, apparently, and that's how they got connected.
Not going to comment on that.
Could you comment on what type of?
This is going to be a shit show.
The what?
What type of?
No, ma'am, I could not because again, I wasn't there. I haven't seen anything yet. I don't like to go by what in all due respect to you folks, what I hear in the press. So now that I'm on board, I'm going to find out.
Did you talk to him about it in New York?
Again, I'm not going to get into what my client and I talk about.
Have you spoken to
This is the whole interview. It's him just being like, yo, I'm not going to get into it. I love it. I love it.
Not going to get into anything about that.
Are you gonna follow any motions of any sort anytime soon?
I anticipate doing that.
Did you object to him going up to SCI Huntington? Should he be here in the Blair County lockup?
That's an administrative thing. That's at the bottom of my priority list right now. As long as he's safe and all that stuff, and I'll deal with that.
Watch.
Pardon me?
He's under suicide watch.
I don't know that, and even if I did, I wouldn't comment on that
Taking a step back.
because they do that a lot of times in some institutions, just a matter of procedure.
Sir, can you just repeat? I'm sorry, folks are watching this all over the country and they're having questions.
Is that why all your cameras are here?
Can you just help us understand what do you expect him not to plead guilty to? Is this the murder charge or the charges in
What's up,
Pennsylvania?
Dwight?
If you charge a person, if the government charges a person with a crime, they have to prove that. Okay, and they have to have some evidence. All right, so we got it. Like I said, you can look on this table, and here's all the evidence I have right here.
Let's go back.
Like I said, you can look on this table, and here's all the evidence I have right here. Zoom in. I suppose you want to. Nothing. I've seen nothing. I have nothing, and we'll get that, and we'll
The
take
money
What
that he
is he
said is
pleading not
planted on
guilty
him.
to? What charges? Both?
every charge, and every charge,
Every charge, soup to nuts.
every charge.
What about the money?
But what money?
Yo, who has he done cases for? Because he sounds like a lawyer that would do a case for like, I don't know, his answers are just too perfect. Oh my God, I love
It
it.
was $8,000 that was following him.
I'm not commenting on that.
He said, let me go back. I gotta see that again. That was too good.
Every charge, and
What is he
said is
pleading not
planted on
guilty
him.
to? What charges?
we'll get that, and we'll
The
take
money
it.
What
that he
is he
said is
pleading not
planted on
guilty
him.
to? What charges? Both?
Every charge, and every charge.
Every charge, soup to nuts.
This I have right here. Like I said, you can look on this table, and here's all the evidence I have right here. So zoom in.
Yeah, Melissa, it's like he's a mess, like saying it like that.
I suppose you want to. Nothing. I've seen nothing. I have nothing, and we'll get that, and we'll
The
take
money
it.
What
that he
is he
said is
pleading not
planted on
guilty
him.
to? What
But I like it though, because a person like him can come off as incompetent, and then they just know their shit. And I love to see unassuming people prove people wrong.
A lot of time to watch news. I just look at glances and I won't comment on
When
that.
did you hear of it?
I can't even remember.
Have you done any investigation yet?
I'm just
I seen a few things.
really kind of basically got in this thing today, so I'm going to be doing some of that.
Can you clarify who hired you?
No, I
Oh,
cannot.
really, Melissa? Oh, wow.
I will not. I can, but I will not.
Are you aware of the statement the defendant made when he was being escorted to the courthouse today?
Well, I've heard some different versions of that. I need to see what
You got to look this up, Bridget. How many cases has he won?
that statement was and all that stuff. But hopefully there won't be any more of that.
Your visits will be up there in Huntington?
I do not know. Sometimes I can get the court to arrange for him, for not just him, for a client to be transported back to Blair County.
We understand that there have been some threats made to local restaurants, local establishments, even the local police in their building. Have you and your office, your staff here, received any threats of that kind?
No, I hope not. But no, I'm not aware of any. I heard that just.
Unfazed, man. Unfazed.
I don't even know where I heard it in the last half hour on my way back to my office, but I don't know. I think what I did, and maybe I think I saw some transcription of District Attorney Weeks' press conference. He mentioned something about people being threatened. I hope not. I mean, that's not what we should be doing as Americans.
When do you expect to talk to your client next?
Soon.
Are you going to attempt to delay the December 23rd prelim? Is that enough time?
That's a good question. I do not know that yet. That could be a possibility.
Does he have a current physical injury of any kind to his back?
I'm not going to comment on anything personally related to my client.
What are we missing?
What happened in court when you told him to keep quiet?
He shut his mouth, which is good. That's what he needs to do.
What
Right?
do you do for you to tell him to be quiet?
I thought I heard his voice, so that when I heard that, that triggered me and shut up.